I need to be productive, says my wife. I say okay. She leaves. Do I jerk off and lie to her, saying I got something done? Or change my life and be a man, not just a boy who can't get out of puberty? Put away my Murray's pomade I got stuck all in the palm of my not mouse-using hand on its way to carpal tunnel and looking scary because it's got half a hook on it, and rubbed off most the circumcision to get the stain in the middle of the palm that just can't wash out with Dawn. Luckily, my wife buys this fucking Myers soap off Whole Foods, and it still doesn't do shit because I'm looking for Agent Orange to eradicate the problem, but everybody in Whole Foods has a problem with Monsanto and doing business with them. Something to do with the GMOs and all them picketing pieces of pussy persuaders that pushed the go-getter for the big, huge apples. I'm talking the ones that you can get at Gelson's up there in West Hollywood, not quite high enough where everybody's wearing the short shorts and you feel threatened for your life if you don't have a woman bodyguard around to save your life from the biter ones that live and run in the packs and all wear short shorts and live way up in those West Hollywood slopes. They can't afford the hills yet. Those go to the Jews right now, but more power to them. It's just they're not trading real estate for bite marks. They're not that hard up. They stick to their own. Watch out though. Gelson's, it's worth it because the apples are the size of my brother's head. And if you know my brother, you'd know that he has a big fucking apple that you'd want to eat if you had something that big. God darn it, dang it. No. Fuck it. Blasphemy's worth it right here because it gets the point across. God damn it, it's a good apple at Gelson's, and fuck, I can taste the GMO juice dripping through my teeth with every crunchy, crisp bite. I sink in to that overpriced, but god damn it, worth it piece of produce that you're never gonna get off a food place that just claims to be too whole but sells just ramen noodles in the same ethnic section as it would be of the Publix for 20 times as much because it's got a different package with more low-key pastel doll tones that steer you away from ramen and the post-traumatic flashbacks you're gonna get of coming home from school, latchkey kid, but you never even had your fucking key because your parents never gave you one, but they knew you were getting off school at pretty much the same time every day. No rhyme or reason without it, except if it was one of those. They just assumed because the TV and Nickelodeon was gonna watch us that piece of crap babysitter would get off its console-weighted, wood-grained Zenith or Toshiba ass and start wagging them antennas around enough to turn that knob and flip that door in so we could have an easy piece of life after just sucking through another 8 hours of the mundane monotony that is within a rubric that we kids lived and couldn't get out of because the people taught me the longest in life are the people I was in 5th grade with, called my teachers. You know who you were raised by if you were born in the 80s like me? It ain't your parents and it ain't anybody else that took up all your time yapping bullshit and nonsense, your young spongy head. No, our teachers were 5th graders at the most. That's what I say because the way I did it in my head, I'd have to go back. My parents, their teachers, were 3rd graders, maybe 2nd, not too bright, just knew enough to follow. Basic things. And the world was a little easier back in them 50s. You didn't need much know-how other than to get the good things done our country needed most. And that would have been work in a factory, shoot a gun, kill a Nazi, cook a pie. After that, the kids came. Now, we gotta learn how to raise them. Nobody here would be smart enough to admit that they didn't know much other than what I just said. And there wasn't much other in life at that time for the normal person to really get a chance to even try. So not for nothing, until that change started to happen with communication and making it so much more readily available, and transportation, the Great Highway Act, connecting the world through planes, trains, and automobiles. Now things started to progress, but not much, not by much at all. So our parents, they've been raised by 2nd or 3rd graders, people of that level in life that any further wouldn't be something they had been taught, not the majority of us. And our parents, they received everything that you could receive off a person that only has so much, and that is maybe half of that, if they're lucky, because nobody cares that much to pass along the knowledge when you're getting paid that little. The rest rest of the time, Hollywood was chiming in and cradling the cause with the deviant little design that really had to have been strategically planned in a way that the players in it went far, far higher up the chain than just Hollywood and Vine or somewhere down in Westwood with all them white streets and before UCLA turned them yellow. The players there would have been kind of people who could persuade the ones, give the world what to watch, what to say, so the watching world knows what they want. A lot of bullshit advertising, a lot of cheesy shit, and a lot of crap that never made sense. School, the main brick and mortar butter and bacon loaf of bread that you were supposed to be chewing on every day. Early in the morning, walk your ass there, take the bus, get on it with a bunch of other load-dropping knuckleheads, half of them with their mouths open, just hanging there, because they forgot to close them after saying or duh. So, either join the pack or remember it in a way that you were something different. I doubt it, because you were in the back spitting on the floor like it was no big deal. Cave boy, that's a big deal. Civilization hadn't quite got to you yet. Understood. Next to be fighting in the back of that bus. You're the reason why they have that big old sign on the back of the bus saying, don't open this door or you'll fall out of the back of the fucking bus. It's only then too many people did it and they couldn't stop it. They had to chop down the chance of it happening quite as much by giving you less room to run and shortening up that length, known now as the short bus. You know the people on there. Some of them wear helmets. Was that you? Get to school, take a bite of that loaf of bread that you're supposed to be living off and growing from. You realize everything's just the same and these teachers are only teaching what's in that book, that low-level basic text that keeps getting modified by 3 words every year and in turn costs the world probably a half a rainforest someplace over in the Congolese that we're not supposed to cut from, but we're doing it anyway, and maybe $1 billion in mandatory spending by every single state and every single school district so that you could get 3 more extra words that nobody's going to get into that year or the next, but you already have 3 other editions after that. The point in that is to keep the pointless on a never-ending, never-stopping, always-going freight train that you can never catch up with. And that rubric is like the dome in a Stephen King movie of the same name, based on a book. Also, guess what? Same name. But most of you all, I imagine, don't have time for 1,500 pages of dome. So I just went with the one you could relate to, because there was a television show in the last 10 years. Thought I could be relevant. Anyhow, do you remember ever asking your teacher a question that wasn't within the scope of she would know an answer, or there was an answer for it? The world thought that it was right. And everybody back in them days, when I grew up back in them days, those 1980s through the 90s were some days we were raised by each other. But we were too dumb to understand that once we hit 5th grade, those teachers were just as smart as us. There was nothing else going on behind those thick, cheesy glasses or in those block brick heads. Rotund, trapezoid frames underneath great clips, finest haircuts, and Bic razor rubbed raw fat faces with double chins working on another, and no comprehension of what it is they're really here to do outside of stick to what we tell you to teach. Mr. History, you will teach what we tell you. I was in 5th grade and I realized up to that point, it was really hard to get a straight answer out of these people that we're supposed to look up to when you're that size, of that age. Especially getting up to the Big 11, which was where I was in 5th. Not quite top of the class of the school, the Big 6, 1, 2. Yeah, on my way out to middle school, no, 5th grade, not quite there. Still got some people bigger than me who think they can kick my ass when I walk late to class just about every other day, and then get to do it some more on my way back when I do the same thing for a mile and a half. Makes a man out of you. But you're only 11 and you're in 5th grade. And that was just the beginning of the day and the end. The middle was stuck in school and I was supposed to learn something and nobody had an answer for the questions I was given. Well, then I'm in that sex course. Figure it out. Sex to me equated to love, marriage, and babies. And everybody is excited because we all heard about fucking. Nobody's ever called it sex in our world, but we knew what some fucking was, and we all wanted to know more. When it came time for Q&A, do you remember asking your teacher something that she didn't know an answer about and getting in trouble? I remember asking my teacher, Chet Kavanaugh, as he taught sex education to us, if he could tell me how to fuck. He kicked me out of class. He thought I was being a fuck, but I wanted to know how to not have a kid. What's the best way way to fuck, and I got kicked the fuck out of class. Not allowed to come back for the entire week. They were showing National Geographic style blowjob laser discs in the fancy school I had that wasted all their money and fell into bankruptcy soon after. DVDs were right around the corner, and I was in the hallway, and I was just sitting there, and I couldn't ask questions, and it didn't make any sense because it just didn't make sense. What I knew about what you could call sex is I knew that I was never in love with anybody past my mom and my dad, and that's what I equate to sex. So until I find somebody else that makes that make sense, in my mind, I'm not going to use that terminology because it just sounds disgusting when you love your mom and your dad, not to mention my brother sometimes, and my little sister. Sex doesn't even come into the equation of anything I'm thinking because I don't think that way, and neither does anybody that I love. So until the time comes when I think I'm old enough, lucky enough, and life says, here you go, universe or whatever, snapped one to you, catch this fine, freaky, beautiful, because her heart is yours and yours will be hers. When that happens, thank God it wasn't during 5th grade. And thank God, because I would have been straightened out right then and this never would have came to be. I would have been writing notes and trying my best not to blow her up so that I gotta deal with a year and a half from now, another smaller version of me, curlier hair and crazier kickback on the way he looks at things because his dad's a fucking 13-year-old and doesn't know shit past sex is love and love brought you this. And I'd be like, man, fuck this. My life is trash. Thank you, teacher. How come you just didn't teach me how to fuck like I asked? Because fucking means I'm pulling out, I'm shooting in, I'm doing anything other than compassionate, missionary, and embracing in the moment. Because in a gas station, when I got somebody bent over and the door don't lock, and I know there's some homeless people outside all wanting to get into the sink I'm a humping behind her on because they need to do a showering and I need to get to a doing something else too because the night is early and the conversation is done right after this, and this ain't even nothing other than bunch of noises like we're primates. Back in the days where a jungle would have been a nice fairy tale place for us if we would have followed the just being within the green and the good, and then, yeah. It ain't, because we're in the concrete and the wood is far from gone because it's metal and plastic. And I got now fucking that's happening. And thank God I figured it out through every other way other than somebody telling me. Those fucking 5th graders that were here teaching me getting paid, Chet Kavanaugh had a better time going one-on-one with me for asking those kind of questions because they were outside of the rubric. Rubric did not have answers for anything like that. Rubric, what paid Chet Kavanaugh, those textbooks, what were designed to just keep everybody on the same level in these schools, only go so far. And then you got to figure it out for yourself. Then I'm thrown out of sex ed. Thank God I figured it out. Figured out a lot of other ways to use the word fuck too, including on that fucking teacher, but never to his face because I still respected the idea of a teacher being there to presumably teach me and not fight me. But when I put it to him again and asked to the cop in their class about the level of weaponry they're allowed to carry and some of the situations that this piece of suburban do-nothing school cop had seen over the many years in his illustrious, I'm sure, action-packed, lethal weapon-esque career. Please counter it with something of an intellect and something that can say, I got an answer for you, you fucking dumb kid. Look, I'm a grown-up. I should be able to. You didn't have a goddamn thing. You kicked me out of class. Me and who? The only black guy in that class, in that school, in that neighborhood, right along with me. So he thought it was a good idea to bark on in and ask some questions about grenades out of class. Thank you. That was about not doing drugs. I'll attribute all the drugs that I did after that to your 5th grade ass. You didn't know anything to teach a kid past what that stupid pamphlet Nancy Reagan had written down told you. Their teacher and not a graduate and guy who can't think on his own, but can kick a black guy out for just following what a white guy was doing. And none of it was wrong. When I think about something for too long, it just doesn't happen. And then I think it in too much and then it never works out. And I end up putting it in the back of my head, sticking it back way into that, right next to dormant place. So it's not all the way gone and just waiting to surprise me whenever I'm not ready for anything other than beating off and then, whoa, this comes to mind. No, it's not like pictures of your sister back in the days. Not happening. What it is right there in the corner of it. So it'll always bug me at the least best times that anybody wants to get bugged, but not quite as bad as when thoughts of your sister's pictures come into play and take me to that magical place where you need no Playboy, Penthouse, or internet, Pornhub, or Kangirls, because you got that beautiful vision that will never leave you. Always be ready as long as you don't get brain damage. So stay away from aluminum cans and extreme sports. Wear a helmet? I do. I say okay, because I need to be productive. Be productive. Give me the green light and let me roll. I mean, go. Fuck this red light shit. God damn it. Every time I drive, it feels like my life is stuck on a dick. And I don't like dick. Not even mine. That's why I give it away. But I'm picky choosy. Since most guys already got one, the luck is to the ladies. The size is perfect. Therefore, if you like dick, it's the perfect gift, which would make me the perfect man. Because it's something I love to give. Except when I don't. And that's the truth. What I hate about anytime I'm stuck sitting in front of the boob tube, banging my head against the wall, but taking a break from face fucking my phone and letting it charge up that lithium so I could suck it down again faster than Ice-T does a Slurpee on a hot day after jamming out with Body Count, belting out Cop Killer, and then going to work on Law and Order, where he's killing it as a cop, looking for crimes against humanity and the world of women, having theirs violated, disregarding his street cred and resume that started out as a stone cold LA pimp, best told in the song Pimping, emphasizing the smack used to be a note in the song goes along with the beat. It's catchy. But fuck me as I'm screaming and limp and in my head, cause who'd listen outside of the crazy it's making me if I'm stuck watching Everybody Loves Fucking Raymond and I'm watching that pizza paya funny guy on his hands and knees every night up in that studio set bedroom chopped out of another concrete hollow block forged round the Warner Brothers lot next to the remains of 2.5 men and friends, and who gives a fuck as that pork back wife, husky, chubby one, got a cute Mormon way to her face. Reminds me of my friend's mom in high school who I'd like to throw a fuck in when I was learning how to jerk off with some of my fantasies, as little I had to work with of real world women that had that way that reminded me of Marie Osmond. Ain't no different than Oprah Winfrey on any of them commercials, and she's photoshopped to shit, but still on the outside, just looking at the epithelial tissue through that lens, glossy over on the pages of a fucking diet magazine or how to cook Rachel Ray's Fat Off is that best part of a brother and sister duo that could ever came out of Joseph Smith, because I'm seeing fucking stars when I'm thinking about all of them in one big conglomerate, fantastical, messy peephole camera shot that I got planting myself in the middle of all three of them, which are one that make up the best idea of what a person would be to think of. Keep my dick hard enough to beat all night till the ring around it works out the circumcision and just makes me lean. Fucking A. But I'd fuck the B if it had more holes. But Raymond ain't fucking nothing without paying his dues. Cause rent apparently and making sure that girl he married doesn't suffer on the side of the street, shaking a tin can, panhandling for nickels and dimes, or bartering for blowjobs and anal to the keys to a night at Motel 8, crossed away from the highway, crossed from that trucker gas station that's got the showers you pay $2.79 for 5 minutes of rubbing it and tugging it out and washing off the grease that builds up in the hair from 18 hours straight of a methamphetamine fueled 80,000 pound rocket ship. You're going down I-70 with crazy pushing the gas and focused on that unthought that can never get out, holding the wheel, hoping that sometime, someday, with someone, it fucking will. All she's got to do is cook a fucking bean pie and a pot roast, some old played out shit, maybe some spaghetti, who knows. That fucking mom, golden girl, gray-haired, horse-tooth talking, wanna be funny, nagging ragging bitch, probably makes up for half of the workload anyhow. Don't gotta give up nothing. But old Harry Spice, Chunky Chocks, childbearing hip giving under the right light could look nice, but to Raymond, it's every possible chance that Raymond sees is a chance that Raymond's gonna beg to get into some of that, have him a slice. And she always plays down Raymond like, nah, Ramond, not tonight. And that's what I'm saying about it. I don't always want it. And if my wife played me off like that, you think I'd keep asking? Or I'd start beating, not her, myself, right next to her. With the good grace of the internet and it being available on a TV that's planted right in front of my fucking huge bed, smack dab on the middle of my big white wall, contrasting it with that big black flat fucking screen that says UHD is some high detail shit that you couldn't even get with the girl next to you who ain't giving it up. So get ready your remote hand and have handy your beating lube, because you're going to want to get in detail and take that zoom in as far as she'll go with that pixel count past the number of stars we think we got in this galaxy. Maybe not the next, but wait until I get a fucking wormhole and show you what's up. Right now I'm just looking at the HPV signs I can see got cut out when she was 15 on the up-and-comers new Tasty Teen title I'm TikToking it to now. Just before 20 shows signs of at least 100 dicks from what I can imagine, and I'm sure 100 more before she'll either bed it down and get bought or call it quits and go back home, start selling drinks down to a shit bar crowd, people with cowboy hats, and get her done, ready to run her down the line. First chance they get one, run it down and run it through. Then I realized that's just crazy entertainment and not to be paid attention to. Only problem is, figure that out by the time it's too late and you wasted your whole life thinking it was reality. Times were gonna work out like that, and a pop-in lifestyle was gonna be a happening for you. Where's my Kramer next door? All I got is nobody texting me anymore because I broke all those bridges down, burned any chance of them being rebuilt by moving on and getting right, finding myself, chasing the truth, and reaching a piece of life. Redo nothing, learn from and gain. Take what you did and then grow until you're too big for your own britches. Then sit and marinate in your own fantastic bowl of you until you meet the right person, and then let them take a bite out of life. See what you're really made of. Odds are they'll like it. If you let that taste go to someone at that point, it was gonna be the right one, and she'll give you what she made back in thanks. And the return is round 2, marriage. Now you gotta make it work for both, and now you gotta learn to love the other person and keep your mouth shut when they do all the stuff you think is crazy and would never touch with a 25-foot crazy pull made out of fucking psychos and schizos, whittled together and woven by the withdrawals of witches and worrywarts, and the cream is the concrete of crackheads and crystal methamphetamine chasers that'll do anything for a puff of that white crystalline life Jesus can get for them on the corner down 2 blocks from the wrong side of the tracks over that place that you're just not supposed to go fucking near if you enjoy having all your limbs intact and usable as they always been known to be using. Others call him Jesus, but if he's in America, I'll speak the English and go with the J. And he's their savior, most to them, but he cost just as much as any other one. Could be Ramon, could be El Guapo, could be Charlie, 2 doors down from where your parents stay at in the old folks home, who gets it from his kid, Charlie number 2, or little Charlie. When he come down once a month, on them weekends, he's got the kids just to get some free babysitting time and moments to just daze off and watch the paint peel off the wall, if not only for a bit. And most of the time, nobody ain't even painted, and the wind hasn't blown fresh through there since it was put up, but a lock-in feeling gives you that numb place that eventually, after a couple minutes through the front door and hearing it creak, cluck, clack, crack, and then lock behind you, right past the security guard, big, fat, and black as they always are if they want to make a mark in fear, and putting it in the God's eyes as people look through them and then question their religion, their very self, and who they are as a man, woman, or anything, because compared up to the size, stature, and magnitude of that behemoth juggernaut, charcoal brick, making Wesley Snipes look like Pharrell, and Pharrell look like Michael Jackson after that condition, was a skin like midnight. And at that Catholic home that offers prayer as a way to find refuge into that lone soul that used to be with so many, but now is just another blip waiting to bloop out and then blop over and die, silent, nameless, and forgotten as the last of anybody who ever knew was he or she. And there was where they rested. And he, Mandingo's pride and worker in a field one day, but forced to be reckoned with and sought after cuckold bull today, guards your parents. And it's not cheap, just over minimum wage, but at least you ain't tipping past the thank you and a sir if you're really feeling subservient on the back end of life, how it goes and flips it all in ways like it is today. Anything to make the man appreciate who he is and know that his life too mattered. White batter beaten up bitchy bullshit bombed out Once men, now okay, yes men, silent, quiet, feline, pussies, stray, waiting to be taken in, alone in basements and dark, dingy dorm room that their parents still drop down the deuce and a dime on rent, keep them in the free and clear and right and nice that society always provides to the one that can pay to live the livable life. And expenses, more and more it gets. You gotta be richer and rich, and if it was 1996 and I looked at the price of a bowl of rice, I'd say I can never afford rice ever again, because that's as much as a steak top shelf off Morton's rack with a cigar to go with it, and my own private little wine cellar half full. Fucking fancy grapes. Too expensive for me to hate, but that's it. You ever walk down the road and spot a used condom somewhere on the side, just thrown away, and you think to yourself, ugh, you move a couple steps from it and get the fuck gone. And then some other times, out of nowhere, an otherwise delightful day full of good moments and memories gets unexplainably interrupted and shattered when a dirty diaper pops up somewhere that ain't a diaper bin or trash can and right in your fucking way. Goddamn. Is God damning anybody, or are you just damned to be? Because driving down the road is okay, then you pop a tire, and now it's not. Now that drive turned into a shit fuck right in the face. Might as well flush this one down the toilet too. Or the times you go to use the bathroom, when you're looking down at the urinal, all you see is long strands of lost pubic hair and dark yellow, orangish, thick drops of pee tattering up that white porcelain shit should have been made for something else. And then something else pops along. You find yourself stuck when you were going 15 minutes ago and you thought would have been like that all the way to the end. But now you got a whole nother day ahead of you, sitting there, out of your control, not able to move, not able to do, and don't even understand to take the time and notice how it's gonna change you. Things like that stay twisted and keep us bent if we let them. It's real easy to find yourself back to the bad. For some, simple as wake up, jump out of bed and ready a big bowl of Cheerios, Honey Nut, start off their day right. But all they got is no milk and tap water that's gonna light off a bad fuse for anybody bumping into you till you're back in bed. Others, somebody cut them off, start yelling on the way to church to praise God and give them big ups to Jesus for what he done, change their direction right after that random license plate hinders your casual speed into a get up and go, bump and run, stay alert, gas and brake kind of morning. Gone is the sun, out is the racist epithet ways. The next 15 comments that'll come out of your mouth have a way of embodying. And now the misery takes over until it wants to leave. Ain't no damn time soon. You go out to eat and you're hungry, and they say the wait's gonna be 55 minutes. It's less than an hour. Your optimistic half full size cup of life and bullshit tries to guide you into pleasantly thinking and responding in a swell kind of way that is a good definition of how to be polite and stay in the right when in society's pincushion, feeling the start of a poke. But after an hour and 20 minutes, you realize you're still hungry and wedged in a synthetically made to look rustic piece of wood shit from China side bench, jammed in between a fuckload of flair and shit travel garb on the wall and a bunch of crap that looks like a fisherman, a fucking tour guide, and some avant-garde wacko interior decorator came together and brought all this shit around just to catch you. Not in a smile. You're done with that. Now it's an hour 30 and your glass is not full. When you see it, it's damn near half empty and evaporating quick. Cause now you see 2 hours you've been waiting. Like a wedge of cheese stuck in between a loaf of hoagie rolls out for their family fun night on a Friday. Fat fucking freaks. Kids boogering up under their seats and spitting stupid, silly, and bunch of words you can't even figure out cause you're so out of touch with anything more than your stomach. When it finally starts vibrating, you look at your wife and watch her jump a bit like a post-traumatic moment you could only surmise was one that happened when you were gone on business and she was home with 12-inch, long-lasting lithium, bending all night deep in a Friday freaky fuck herself fest, watching fuck videos and tipping thunderstorms and hurricanes to Midwestern cam girls for rights to get one-on-ones and private chats and little chance to freak out, taste the other other side of life with a handle that's at baller status more than most old men ever thought could have handled was your wife. Wet ass, loose, fucked up pussy, just ready and waiting for you to get the fuck back on a business trip and sell a magazine subscription to some sucker with his mouth open ready to kiss up and lap through on your ends. Meet this. Sit down at your fucking booth. You wanted a fucking table, but your twosome didn't qualify you for that elite status. Instead, it got given 15 minutes earlier to that fat fucking family found out of the future fucking loser category they got in life, waiting for that freak fest to finally be freed and let loose into society. Yeah. You tried to get the awesome blossom or the freaky Fritos. They were all out. So you were stuck with just normal chili fries that you didn't want, but your wife likes them, so that's what you got stuck with. And the chili never agrees with you after, but fuck you, you got stuck with it. So order a burger and be happy they fuck it up and give you an impossible piece of shit. Some Bill Gates money grab, try to change the world and fucking delete the dicks off the next generation coming up. And after them, a boy's never gonna be men. Your wife says just take a bite. You say, I'd rather give a punch. She's enjoying her chicken salad. And you're enjoying the thought of what that punch is gonna feel like when you hit that cook, waitress, bellhop, manager, owner if the bitch is there. Faggot probably isn't, and everybody else you could find out look like they work here. From bartender to guy that takes out the trash, cleans the shit in the toilets. Your knuckles are white, fists red, balled up tight, about ready to explode. Landmines all in there. Wait for that connection. Then your wife gives you that look like don't fuck up, not again, just suck it up. So when they come over and ask if it's all good, you just chump up and say, yeah, swell, thank you. And then you have to fucking tip for what? For yourself. That's just another moment. You should have been you, but now you're about to explode. At least it ain't like when you get in your car and you're out of Freon and gas. But you never think about Freon. You just expect that to work all the time. When it leaves you fucking sweating on top of going nowhere, gives you double the fun to want to get up and say, fuck, real loud so people run. Fuck. Yeah, say it like you mean it. Not like a bitch getting it. Not like it was attached to your mother. Just say fuck like fuck. God damn it. Put some emphasis in it. No different than if you gotta flip a bitch and you do it illegally. But you gotta do it because you always do and everybody else does. But you're in a truck and you didn't gauge the turn you needed to take. And now you flip your own bitch because you went from being a cool guy to bent over, about to get stuck like a little girl when daddy's coming home because you're blocking that policeman while you're doing your reverse 3-point U-turn that's about to put a $1,000 ticket smack dab right on your pretty little ass. You go to the Jiffy Lube to get your oil changed and they say faster than anybody else and you get your car back tomorrow. You go to public storage to hide some of your shit you don't want to look at anymore, but still know that it's there just in case someone needs a good cutting, different kind of fucking, or whatever else you fit in that 5x7 box, heat tank. $200 a month before additional expenses, manhole that you got to pay to lock that cover because fuck, if you don't, you just realize the public storage is housing more vagrants than you've seen under the bridge downtown. Every time you look under that and say, God damn, there's a lot of fucking bums stinking up the good space under that bridge used to be before they came to who they are, grew them beards, brought them flies, and developed some sort of new smell that you could taste also, and are probably one big patient zero for the next outbreak of something that will make coronavirus look like a dick in the dirt and limp, just dusty and does no harm to a damn soul. But not to be approached unless you're soulless. Like the folk renting you out that Connex so you could Tetris in all your secret bullshit and then come back after spending 2 years rent trying to maintain it only to see it's ridden with flies, somehow has drops of gay and incest leaking all over it from your neighbors that were living in that box same amount of time since you moved in and only realize now, shelter yes, shower no, funk, goddamn, lessons learned, fuck no. You just go to another one and pay them. I see so many fucking police cars parked around my community, you'd think this was one big old public tax-paying lot where all them spaces are on my good grass. Nobody even asks, is that okay? They just fucking park on my grass where my dog isn't allowed to take a shit because what? It'll get on the cop's tire? He ain't even in the car, nor does he wash it. They got a service for that and a chauffeur for him. That dude's sitting at his house, fucking off thinking about Freudian ways he could do to his mom and getting that poison out before he ends up another front page story from a fucked up arrest. And still nobody brings it back to how my grass used to grow so green, but now got patches of police tread ripping all through it. Gas prices is up. Too many fucking people on electric vehicles ruining it for anybody who wants to try to save $1 and a cent and still not look like one of those fucking idiots driving all them goddamn electric vehicles that would be good if they didn't fucking drive them and act like an idiot do. Motherfucker. Oh, where the fuck am I today? I'm in my kid's closet. That's where I'm at. And I am... yellow, baby. Yellow.
Hey, I have this thought.
I just hit record and boom, right when you did it, boom.
Okay,
I did, yeah, boom. Shit. Ain't that the fucking truth? God damn. Can I get a train of thought here, or can I just keep fucking myself crazy trying to find a way? God damn, nobody gonna find a way. The train already left. The consequences are, listen to the fucking Megadeth song and get you a piece of new. Because obviously that old shit went out with Ride the Lightning and all the other stuff. You see millennials calling the shit they grew up with that shit. Then what did I grow up with? What did we grow up with? Because I'm not 23, 36, or, yeah, I'm older than both of those numbers, but not together. So I'm not my fucking dad, and I'm not listening to Jethro Tull, or Dan fucking Fogerty, or whatever else came out of the 60s and 70s, and that includes the goddamn Beatles, except for Hey Jude from time to time, and across the universe. We've had enough, but so many people have yet to think that they've even begun. Your life is on a goddamn loop, repeated around the same 2-minute jingles. Some folk fuck money hungry, no pussy getting, but got a stroke of luck and knew how to play a banjo or bang on a drum, just enough to click it and sell it, and you bought it. And now he's fucking your mom. At least the guy in 1969 was. Think I'm fucking around? My mom was a groupie for what the fuck? Goddamn Rod Stewart. And she won't tell this story anymore because when we first heard her telling about the Rod Stewart concert and how she and her friend got invited up to Rod's hotel room, and then that story just ended. Like, oh, that was fun, Mom. I bring that story up now. If my dad's around, my mom puts the crazy card on, just starts droning off and then walking in circles upside down, yapping about nonsense that makes no goddamn other than the mind she's lost, everybody thinks. Smart old bitch knows what she's doing. She's got a trip up into anybody thinks they got a clue on her. Munchausen by needy middle child syndrome. Please with that. Think beyond the diagnosis and go into the real person. That's what y'all forget to do when everybody's out for their own little selfish self, and the good and the great that they can bring to every second, moment, minute, day, year, motherfucking right after that comes after and comes next for them. Even if they give you a present and it's your birthday and it was some shit you never even asked for, but they brought it over anyway and it looked nice, took some time to be wrapped, had a little fucking card with a note in it, you acted like you read, same as all those other cards with all those other notes from all those other people, same as this person right here who just happened to give you some shit on a day they thought they should. As if the Facebook happy birth goddamn day group wasn't enough as it was. You're still going back 5 years to read through that first mumbled up bunch of bullshit that got spit your way when you forgot about the internet in Iraq and everybody took you for dead. And you kind of thought it was funny, so when you got word they thought you were dead, you just stayed shut the fuck up and didn't go on MySpace anymore. Facebook wasn't even around, not really, unless you were in college and none of us were, so I just quit signing on to MySpace. Stuck with the teen matchmaker because it was cool back then, as long as you're not a rapey fucking old guy with a big beard and a small dick and greasy hair and just fucked up ways that put that face on you that people just know what you're all about when you come in the room or within 30 feet of a school, because you're always having to urinate just about that time. How come that anytime I have to urinate in public, it's a big old public scene I'm making because I'm not 6 years old anymore, running away from my parents and putting the scare of a heart attack damn near in my dad and the need for lithium times some benzodiazepine, probably Valium, the go-to for the mom that would have lost their son and had nothing left to live for because the dick couldn't have been that good after it dropped out what it did to give me the chance to take a shit all over where bums sleep now in the public eye of the finest palace I know, where art can be ignored and just looked at like a cool place to say you were at, and then take a picture or two doing a jump kick right in front of some tourist fuck trying to do a structured selfie with their mixed relationship merge that they're trying to share with their two families that will also be brought in together to fall in love just like they do, beginning with something impersonal, like maybe a hey on a text, and then a fucking carrier pigeon, because you never know. And then a fucking picture of Ching Chong Chang Chong from Mongolia, who's got the real right to the God-given birthmark Chinese eyes got a stigma for from them high winds blasting so hard through the Jet Li chops that body makes cutting through sand just to find a fucking way to keep on again. And then when you finally do, before you meet this white bitch who just likes to, I guess, let everybody know she's not a big fan of big dick or any sort of physique other than skinny noodle bowl. But the bitch don't like noodles because she's vegan, and noodles got some anti-shit like that makes you say, God damn, if you're gonna date in some fusion, you better at least be able to eat that Wagyu beef. So go Japanese. Top of the train, food stacking where the money talks. Plus, they got a lot of Mario shit over there, I hear, and a Suicide Forest that is already played out. So I'll stick with the bullet train and play Nintendo on my way to go to somewhere else and fuck off until tomorrow. But Samurai Chop Suey this and then kick it back to Jean-Claude Van Damme and somewhere right outside of Amsterdam that I'll never know, because once I'm always glued to something, it's anything in Dam Square that I got focused and then fixated and then slowed down and then melted upon once Ecuadorian magic mushrooms fell into my mouth. Sometimes they were on a pizza that I was eating, and sometimes, because I do like fucking noodles, they found themselves in one of them big old conglomerations that has artifacts and rare antiquities that you can put in your mouth and say, fuck man, I don't know if this is, who gives a shit, it's fucking Amsterdam, and I love this not being high on weed. So goddamn, I imagine business is good for all you fucking dope hashish heads out there sniffing out a calorie pot that'll do you right and make you remember why it is you gave up your fucking life of chance to do and be somebody past the majority of all of you that just aren't, but think that nobody notices that when we talk to you, it's like I'm talking to Elmer's fucking glue, and it sticks to nothing and it just can't get off where it landed. It serves no purpose other than a 2-year-old with parents that are fucking in the other room in a way that you can't just get up, slide the dick out of, let her huff and puff and sweat and take a breather till the round 2 starts back when you get that lunch pop thrown to little Jimmy and skedaddle back on to the room to slip it back on in and find Jesus in the missionary. Oh no, she's strapping it on from the back and you're feeling the peg because nobody else is knowing how to insult your day anymore. And it ain't natural because you fuck up more than you ever have in your life and all you get is pats on the back and promotions. The only person that can check you is that bitch wife of yours that never heard the word bitch until it's her turn to be thrown around and handcuffed, ball gagged and throat fucked, eye gouged and ear tossed, and just hit hard in the place that you gotta know it's coming and see that it's on its way and be ready to unpucker and lube a little bit, at least spit, or else that's a bad day at your proctologist in training, raw dick doing your hard husband that is just paying it back for that thick meat you ruined your kid's snack time by getting it stuck. What the fuck's a man? What, am I a man? You goddamn right I am. Any more than, well, most motherfuckers. I got a cousin or a shit brother or a fucking guy that's relative to me in the way that you wouldn't know he's a part of my family at all from how much he doesn't look like anything in my family more than a block of wood would look like something that evolved out of a metal factory. That's how straightforward this balding do-gooder is. Here to help the world and save the kids, cure the diseases, and fuck my sister in weird ways because he's a freak, but you can see on the pictures he does of that BDSM shit hanging in the bathroom wall that I no longer like to look at pictures on walls when I take his shit because I think that my sister is bound up in doing something I saw on Pornhub 2 nights ago. Or was that 3? I can't remember. Get it all mixed up in the big blur that the void is when I find myself home alone and not talking shit. So I better just keep talking shit or else flush goes any time that I could have had right down the fucking toilet. And I'm in Florida, so god damn it, I don't care if you say I'm crazy. I could say there might be an alligator waiting to bite my balls up if I don't be careful every time I sit. I do that anyway because I got a Toto motherfucking supercomputer of a shitter that requires an installation far past anything those douche duck dick fucks off Amazon or Craigslist could dream of doing, and it costs just about twice as much as any of the cars that they're gonna come over and try to act like they could, but my shit was fucked up in the pipes and go suck this. My Toto toilet licks and cleans my ass better than anything. So take my advice, don't buy stock in toilet paper, go back to the Japs. They're doing it right, little pricey on the ahead of the $5,000 just to drop one off, but believe me, if it's something you got to do every day, and it's something that you would like comfort in because you're of a sane person, of a rational, sound, logical mind that understands if this is something he does, hopefully every day, goddamn near on a hopefully routinely schedule, that he pretty much can time it to the right after coffee in the morning kind of guy, or late night just after my wife fucks me that hard and twists me up on the inside. You know where I'm going. Shower right after. Maid comes the next day, so no need to plunge it down there. I'll just turn the other eye and remember other days because somebody did it to me, so I could do it back to them and know that they did it first, and it isn't all to blame on the 100% crazy in this room is all me. What do I mean? I took a shit in a toilet in Iraq. Many of them. Porta potties, I even did it on a guy's head when I had dysentery and exhausting out them MREs in a way that no one could have believed. All that raw, stock up, peanut buttery guck that just keeps you constipated and stuck up was able to unload like a episode of Double Dare from Nickelodeon back in 1988 with Mark Harmon, pre-fucking NCIS, stage 2 pancreatic cancer looking, and just at the time when kids thought he was cool because he was on Nickelodeon, and I lived in California, and that was an hour away from my house where they taped it, so we could all share in the, remember the time I was on Nickelodeon? Everybody had that time, except me. But you know what? Fuck them all anyway, because Mark Harmon's got that face. You could see through it right now a little better than back then. Same as what I said before, goes the same to anybody else in the now. The face gives it all away. When I was in jail, the second or third time, I can't remember. Not those one night stay over, get out on bond, and then just forget it never happened because it's just a quick fine and a slap in the face and a fuck, you scared me from the one that loves you later on that night. No, this is the one that drags out and you gotta go deep in the pockets with a team of motherfuckers out there said to help you but live to bleed you dry and fuck you over at the time when you think that you really need a drink or else you're done. Oh, you've just fucking begun. That was the retainer, bitch. And this bond, you ain't getting that back, and we're gonna keep a track of you. You know, I hear that happens, but thank God for being a class above the Mexicans who recommended the bail bondsman, and good luck with all that. I went with my own guy, and he didn't check up on me. He just understood that I wasn't fleeing across the Rio Grande because I didn't know anybody past the border of Tijuana in Escondido, and he knew somebody because he was Mexican, and that's what happens. One side gets over there, and the other side is still fucked. Looking over the line of tourism, Toradol, bullshit Percocet, and Duff Down, fake baggies of coke sold by snitches and border skating bitches, money hungry fucks, arsonists, and just guys down on the luck looking for you to make some of it. And whores caught right off the donkey show when the dick used to be big, but now it's just a freaky way to take a picture with something you'll never see in the real Hard Rock, not that knockoff in the round downtown Tijuana raw spot where you can get knifed, fucked, or shot up on steroids and ketamine if you know where to go and have that password that Javier understands only his money and a lot of it. So he lets you in the back room of his business slash farm slash here's some drugs, white boys. Andale. Why do I have to say good morning to you? Even if it's great and everything's swell. Why am I the guy who you're thinking better get going on his way down to hell? After I started my day by just walking past you. But if I was wearing something jamming up my social skills that look like two white limp dicks, that cost more than the real thing woulda, made by Apple, and zoned off in my own private mystery that unravels just about the same in everyone's head, that does no different. When holding on to two limp dicks out in the open. And keeps quiet. 'Cause shutting up is the best way to act like it never happened. While holding on to that pass the rest of the world gave me for ignoring them and minding to my own piece of I'm scared to exist. So don't blame me for taking you to fuck you land while I'm here. And coffee ain't cocaine. So how good a morning could it possibly be? Having to see someone the likes of you waiting for me to make them feel special. Every day we begin. Don't get me started on the afternoon, 'cause next I'll have to be wearing a top hat just to tip it when the time tells me to talk. Because it's half past the shade of getting dark. And you're in my way again. waiting to pull that half-assed judging trigger. You got on a hairpin. If I forget to leave my remark about the status of the day. Cock-a-doodle you. Say the rooster to the farmer. To begin his day too. I'm not a cluck. Or a cock. And this ain't a farm. Life keeps finding us on to meet. But you ain't gonna catch nothing, so close your mouth. Ain't no shot, 'cause the rooster I am not. To drop a cock on you. Doodle-doo. B. We us all see. None of our dumb. Just the others. Which is everyone and anyone making us feel none. That one would be my last one. A tip or just more bullshit. or me having some fun. You know what I don't do? I don't look at the news because I don't want to feel like you. But go ahead and watch or listen, and then I'll get the idea of what I didn't miss. I used to care, really. You know, that time in life when idealistic ways were the ones you thought were here to stay, and there was a world out there, goddammit. Get out of my way. Time to save and change. Time to do and show you. Time to be all that I can be. No, wait, then I went to the army. Learn to shoot, learn to kill. Learn to fuck, learn to drink. Learn to follow and not to think. Ask me which way I'm going. Straight ahead of me where people fight. How long will I be there? Until I die or find another place to cause more trouble and blow shit up. And then I'm done and I'm back to me. Or was I there, the person I needed to find? Or back again? Let's give this normal like you one more spin as I chuckle and laugh thinking about the rest of my life stuck perfecting the art portraying a potato on a piece of cheap couch that I got out of the same place I make my minimum wage, along with all my buddies in that same warehouse doing the same. But thank God for our weed and our not getting caught when we smoke it pissed clean, cause we got a guy for that too, clever as can be. No, not for me. Don't need the news, it can live without me. I'm all used up and spent. What's in front of me? Only the things I see concern me. Anything else out of my control, beyond, and I don't. Nothing. It's not there. It isn't a part of me. Nor will I let a news piece rip through this me that's walking past you in my own lane. Fucking harder, laughing through the rain. Cause I'm not gonna conform to your local slices of life that I can make just by living my fucking life, baking my own cake. So at the end of the day, when it's time for that slice that my bitch didn't bake, watch me take that fucking cake and throw it away. Cause I'm not a fat glutton fuck, tempted, talked back into biting on that line you hooked me over to get caught behind that bitch of a boob tube. Talks to me, says some shit, but I can't talk back. That's like bathing in Gorilla Glue. You're stuck in, no way out, no end. To confuse me, sell me shit in the middle of my thoughts, just when they're getting interesting. And I think I figure it out, then plug it back into a different scene and laugh when you start fucking my head from the sideways angle again 5 minutes later. How stupid I could be. Not dumb enough? Give me a halftime show and let me share commercials with my friends and laugh about how funny I wish my life could be. Anything better than Doritos being the highlight of my week. Oh, sad as me is what I would think. A chip, more potato, trans fat stuff we grab and grip just to dip and eat. I prefer to get for me and beat one way. My feet move out of my seat or my meat and find that release to get that poison gone from me so I can think my armor has no chink, cause I don't deny to be free and have no shame or reason to hide in the closet and deny what life drops after the spin and roll. My daily dice, crap out, fuck it man, I got tomorrow. Crap out then too, fuck it, I back down the day I can't get up, so fuck it, double or nothing until I say not my luck, you fuck. I crashed through and made a big dump truck motherfuck sound that got myself here, up, still moving, not a tear on the ground. You can't see me on TV cause you can't watch or see. This kind of profound is how I get down. Fuck your news, fuck your blogs, fuck your tips, fuck your clickbait, fuck your jailbait. It's just more clickbait. Quit baiting the line, fuck your made up anger and hate. I got enough that I dropped off when I left the last state, cause I had to move on away from more stupid in me that was getting stuck if I stayed, yeah. But you're telling me news about Amazon workers that I'll never meet and how hard they work. Fuck you, work this. Fuck you, work me. PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, drug dealer dreams. Fuck wild things and Teslas, Model 3s, recalls, layoffs and blast throughs, headphones and Costco deals and new bullshit I don't care about. Neither should fuck the news. Yeah, fuck them, running it too, fuck them.
There's nothing I loved more than cocaine until the Mexicans got a hold of it. And now I'm addicted to B12 and all the other shit they stomp it down with. Kidding. Not about what they stomp it with, but not about what they cut it with. Just me still wasting money on bullshit. Nowadays, the doctor gives it to me for free. Thank God for ADD. And thank God for Jesus too, so I wouldn't have to get so redundant having to say the same blasphemous shit over and over. God damn it. Now I can at least change it up. Jesus Christ, am I going to hell? In a handbasket for living a Handmaid's Tale. ×2. And I haven't even seen that show. But I heard enough to know I had more fun back before I got addicted to B12. Makes me think of fucking Amway and all the multi-level to marketing friends I got rid of over the years. And all the multi-level marketing friends I've gotten rid of over the years. Kicked to the curb, off into the mist, let them fade through the air like the dust they were. Nothing like a buddy you dropped out with from high school trying to sell you a quick way to make $1 million and then hit you up for gas money right after. Delusional do-nothing, dicking up the system in a way that I'm supposed to think otherwise on. My where to and how go. Path in life that's gonna complete me and help me win my white picket fence, fat wife, and 2.5 kids. That last one just wasn't quite all there. But are any of us? Where is here anyway? Is it we're supposed to find happy? And now you're gonna smile? Live? 'Cause I'm there right now, cracking a big one. All over this day. Others know it as fentanyl. But I just call it fantastic. Until I'm out. Then I just say, fuck, fantastic. Find me a mom and pop pharmacy and get me my skeleton key. It's sawed off in my dad's closet. And fucking fantastic. It always gets for free. Oh, the fun within my head is the free in me I share with you for all of us to now see. It's just hilarity times those parts that come out of me. Nobody else wants you to see. That's the only way to be. Today, What do you got to offer me? Same shit? Give me a new one. I read that on some redneck's t-shirt holding a Confederate flag and a domestic beer with only 2% alcohol and a look on his face that said, huh? But I just spit out what I think and give him a rhetorical when I say, is it really? Most lives are on a goddamn loop with no end other than the one got you cartoon cross-eyed, giving that deadpan straight up to that earth. Minimum wage shoveling at you, falling straight down. Wake up, groan, stretch, ache, piss, shower, shit, shave, brush, gargle, rinse, spit, reflect, ignore, and lie. Ready, wait, pop, catch, chew, repeat, another tart, burn, question, deep think, fuck it, sip, drip, out loud, fuck it, new shirt, shit stained, check the phone, forget your watch, out the door, then back in, grab your keys, think fuck, say shit, double time, then wait, elevator's broken, think ugh, say fuck shit, fuck, triple time, down the hall, through the doors, think don't slip, mutter motherfucker, echoing, up the case, slip anyway, catch yourself, fucking loafers, pennies, not worth a nickel, say whew, but don't really mean it, cause do it again, catch yourself, think I'm not gonna do this again, mouth fuck, goddamn, geez, reach the bottom, out the back door, take 5 steps, what the out loud, look up, rain's coming down, think fuck, say fuck, start to jog, dry hair or wet mop, it's pouring now, automatic lock, didn't auto unlock, you're searching through your pants for your keys, thinking and saying fuck, come on fuck, jump in the car, bringing water in, toss your suitcase in the passenger side with nothing in it, music starts, not what you want, weather's bad, and you're out of gas, no sooner than you could think, fuck, I'm out of gas, and then say fuck to nobody listening except for your car, who perks up and talks back and asks what she can help you with. You clench your fist, cock it back, flip it into reverse, look behind you, nobody's there, touch the gas, release the brake, skid out because you fucking weren't thinking and it's wet on the ground, and now a kid's walking past, looking wide-eyed, act like you don't see, look straight ahead, hear a voice, repeat it in your head, what the fuck, can't compute, bang on your window, turns your head, left you look, the neighbor you hate has a reason to show his hate back, you roll it down, he slaps your face, he walks away, you take it and wait, hit reverse, notice half your face is a lobster on niacin, the other half way too pale and scared. You're on the street, you ignore your car, you dead-eye it past the gas station, you should have stopped, you get delusional and forget what year this is, and the amount of miles that you have left is precise. At the next light, you hesitate, mouth the words, fuck me, and say, ugh, in your head, then cut on over, cross 2 lanes, to the last gas station before the interstate, and the fucking drive you're going through in your head over and over that you can't make unless you stop and fill up. Now you got a cop on your ass, and you're thinking, please, just saying please don't. And when he doesn't, you thank God out loud and finish your thought in your head, don't pull me over, and twist it up as if you weren't begging and think you're something more than who you are. When you slide on in, right next to the pump in a station packed, everybody stuck doing the same, but you lucked right out until you didn't, and you hit yourself with your palm on your forehead for not being wiser, because it's the other side that takes the gas, not this side. Then you say, stupid ass. I'm a stupid ass. Your brain agrees. You hold everybody up now from a 15-point turn in your god-awful monstrosity you don't need because you got no family or stuff to tow or crap to move, but still you bought the truck. Gas guzzler and eyesore to smooth, if smooth was a way to look at how to drive and not be stuck. Gas prices went up and your wallet got lighter. You either face the news and get right or learn to pay the piper. You spill your coffee, you really did, and think, oh fucking shit, not this again. Let me out, 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 I'm gonna keep on going back. Let me out, let me out, let me the fuck out. Everything's right on my, can't get out quick, right on my, and I can't get the fuck out. I might as well just fuck trying to think how the fuck I got in. Get the fuck off my dick. Get the fuck off my bitch coming on my right behind me. I don't speak English. I don't speak you. Let me get gone and go. Get me fuck on and let me. I'm leaving. What? I'm leaving. Yeah. Watch out, man. Fucking public storage means the whole goddamn public square gets to fill it up. Nah, fuck that. It's a wrong. Nah. You know what I like about storing my shit? Nothing. I'd rather throw the shit away. Forget about it. I'd rather do a public burning than a public storage. I'd rather be free of all this shit binding me down, keeping me stuck, latched on a useless dick that I don't want nothing to do about. Public, this is the way it's always gonna be though. There ain't no getting away from the time to go, examine some stuff that we don't need just in case that stuff somehow got degraded to the stuff we really don't want. And if that happens and the stuff gets fucked, I'm fucked and gotta deal with a bunch of people talking a bunch of shit on how I don't know how to keep care of any of my stuff. And I let it go to that because I'm a piece of it. So I better go down and maintain, waste more of my precious, and that's time and money, monitoring my trash that I don't ever want to see again. Got a schedule too, although nobody but gonna admit it. Seems like it's about once a month I'm down in monitoring mode. Just looking, observing, throwing shit around, moving it, turning it, twisting it, playing Tetris, but getting no lines. And goddamn wishing I had a couple just to get me through it, but not happening. Reality. No points either. Just lives lost in terms of time that goes missing every time I hit my code. Never convenient to me. Never in my mind. Refuses to stick in memory because it's something like most people's names that isn't another Mike out there taunting me will be something unimportant to me. And another thing, I thank God for Google Keep for keeping so close to me. And when I hit code, a bunch of shit comes up that I'm supposed to know, but never in a million years will. You can keep that or keep listening to me, keep talking shit about all my old bullshit I keep having to deal with and keep getting to another place that ain't keeping a smile on my face, which keeps me sounding ignorant and using the word fuck, which people keep telling me I need to quit, along with so many other things, smoking, drinking, and fucking, which keeps confusing me because even though I'm supposed to be at the point where I'm married and in love, whenever I make that, I feel like I should be the one on bottom when my wife is calling me a pussy, saying, harder, you fuck, can't you just fuck me? And that just keeps me with a tip fumbling to spit, because I can't question myself. I gotta keep being me. But the state I'm in, when I'm flip-flopping boxes that ain't no puzzle, but don't have a code that's ever gonna show how I could stop getting angry at the game my day seems to be called public storage, is bending over, box fucking me, and I'm the one gotta say please and sorry. That keeps the leash tight and tense, because it's around my throat every time I do it. But one day it's gonna break, then I'll be free and try to keep the motherfucker out of me. Think you could hold back what I got? Think again. And then I ask you to keep thinking how it's gonna feel when you're saying please and I'm stocking you up in the other end. No thank you. Keep thinking that. But you keep forgetting, a man can't ever be broken. You can snap off a piece of me, but I'll grow back, and every time I do, it just builds up more angry. Can't fuck with me unless you in the driver's seat. Just cause you could break off a stick can't mean you think you could drive me. I'm manual, old school, stick shifting, donuts doing, rubber burning, real living. Only thing you'll be chicken hawking is around your neck till it's broken at yourself, cause you're looking at somebody doing something stupid that thought they could get in the way of somebody who's used to it and now's moving. Real living takes place in the days I make, cause real men only pause in how they stewing and store that shit away until they break it out in a public fashion to show anybody else what was brewing. It's the bunch of the fucks come from your mother. Why we drive trucks and never run for cover. Storage, man. Fuck, I'm out. That's what I'm